Hi, everyone. My name is Nikki, and I am super excited to be joining you today, to be talking to you today about finding your courage. I work as a nurse coach and consultant, and I do a lot of work with nursing students and faculty as well. And one thing that I have learned is that oftentimes people tend to shy away from conversations that are polarizing. And the same is true for nurses and nurse faculty as well, and for students. So when we're talking about guns or abortion, or racism, or structural barriers in society that are keeping our patients from living their best lives, a lot of the times we don't know how to enter into these dialogues. And this is not really creating these brave and safe spaces where nursing students, particularly nurses of color, are able to comfortably disclose what their concerns are. And further, this tension or this fear really makes it difficult for us to admit when we've done something that has harmed someone else, because primarily we seek not to harm. And what happens in our thinking is we tend to think, well, if we don't say anything about it, it hasn't really caused harm, right? Wrong. Just want to share. I went to see a patient the other day, and this patient was on isolation. And I asked the nurse, why is the patient on isolation? And the response was, oh, it's probably because he has HIV. Pause. Collectively pause. These kinds of knowledge deficits, though they may not seem to directly cause harm to our patients, they do. They cause harm because they actually contribute to the stigma about people living with HIV. So, to be clear, people with HIV are not automatically on isolation when they're inpatient. And what made me sad about this is that 40 years ago, this is how we treated people. And 40 years, even now, we're still having challenges with understanding how to care for people without stigma. And it's a shame that it persists today. So I did an interview with Sharon Weinstein and Dina Redinger on the Nurse Leader Listening Tour, and I discussed with them ways for nursing students and faculty to actually be courageous and to be brave, to admit when they're wrong, and to find a way to make things right. And collectively, all of us together, we can undo the stigma and harm that bias and shame have actually caused. So follow me on YouTube to hear more about ways that you can find your courage. Be great.